Broadcasting live from Lotus Field on the plain of Dominaria, probably. This is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody. Graham here.
James here.
Adam here.
Hey. How's it
Hi.
going, Adam?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
The rare appearance.
Yeah.
Last week we had Ben Wheeler.
Yeah.
This week we have Adam.
Oh, you had Ben Wheeler last week?
Yeah.
I can't top that.
I was just gonna say we're moving up the chain.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be nice,
the
but here we
world.
are.
Today on the show, we're going to talk about Core Set Limited, because we've all been jamming sealed decks.
I've done a few. I haven't done like an obscene amount like I usually do.
I've done an obscene amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
and
waiting for drafts.
And we're also going to talk a bit about the Arena Mastery System, because there's been many takes, hot to lukewarm, out there on the internet, and we want to explain what the Mastery System is, and then give our own takes as well. And before we do that, we're going to crack this pack of Core Set.
Oh, boy.
Before we do that, we're going to remind you that this show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your card needs. They're great. I got yet another one of those great tweets yesterday that was like, I ordered a bunch of cards and they appear right away. What the heck? Are they wizards? Yeah, they're basically wizards. They're great. And you can tell them, Loading Ready Run sent me button, please, and they'll give you a little 1-inch button, which at time of recording says math is for blockers, but those might go because Core Set pre-order time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind supporter of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Thank you so much. Let's get into this pack. Who likes elementals?
I do.
Cool.
Yeah, they're okay.
How about this lizard? Scorch
Not so much.
Spitter
Yeah.
is a 1 red mana for a 1/1 elemental lizard,
Yeah.
and whenever it attacks, it deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker it is.
I mean, if I have to play a 1/1 for 1, I'm not gonna be upset that this is the one.
I have to have like 14 elementals in my deck and need a 15th. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to have God's perfect deck to run this card.
Really?
Yeah.
I've run this card for less.
I mean,
really?
I think this is like
I hate it.
I think this has slipped in as like 22, 23 for me once so far.
It combos very well with Chandra's Spitfire.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Chandra's Spitfire, it's a 1/3 flyer for 3. But if the opponent has been dealt non-combat damage this turn, it gets +3/+0. So you attack, the Scorch Spitter deals that damage. Even though it's happening in the combat step, it's not combat damage. So then even if the Scorch Spitter dies, it still buffs the Spitfire. And then probably dies itself. But, I mean, yeah.
You get in for
the
4
biggest-
rather than 2.
I've had Chandra
guess 5.
Spitfire at a 13-3.
How?
Not on my turn, on my opponent's turn, because of Chandra, the 6-mana Chandra.
Oh, wow.
Pings them 4 times, and it becomes a 13. Well, it gets +3/+0. Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. So it comes to 13-3 blocker.
How does that even work?
Because the Chandra emblem.
Oh, they gave you 4 emblems?
Oh, I gave them 4
Oh,
emblems.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
gave them 4 emblems with Chandra.
And
That's
then so
unreasonable.
They take a damage. They take a damage. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's absurd.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just a blocker. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like I'm attacking.
Yeah,
with it,
still.
But
Inspired Charge. Good
I
for
like
the
it.
old.
Yeah.
I love this card.
The red, white, or
It was good in M19, and it's good here.
yeah, red,
Yeah.
white, or green, white. Go wide decks. Good stuff there. Green, white's the strategy for green, white is get lots of creatures. So, and actually for black, white, it's tokens.
Yeah.
So really, this goes in a lot of good decks. Greenwood Sentinel.
It's
I
all
didn't
2.
say what Inspired Charge did. I'm sorry. It's the 2 white, white instant. All your creatures get +2/+1.
Yeah.
It's White Trumpet Blast.
Those guys are just doing like an item crash from Castlevania.
Yeah, with all the knives everywhere.
Yeah.
Greenwood Sentinel is a 2/2 with Vigilance for 1 and a green.
Completely reasonable.
Totally fine.
Yep.
Stone Golem, I have yet to play. It's 5 mana artifact creature for it's a 4/4.
I've played it once.
It seems
in
like
a
it's
very bad sealed pool. I was like, oh, I need a creature.
Yeah, it seems like it's not
Yeah.
the best, but
Did you have a Master Splicer at least?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oof. All right.
Or a Steel Overseer. No, wait. I did have a Steel Overseer.
Okay, Steel Overseer is just a house by itself.
Yeah.
this upcoming card is my first pick so far.
Here's a much better 5-drop. Silverback Shaman.
This card is absurd.
Yeah, this card is very good.
3 green for a 5/4 Ape Shaman.
Yeah.
With trample, whenever it dies, draw a card.
Why does it have trample?
Because
It's a common.
yeah, but it's a really good common.
Yeah.
And a very good green card. And,
Do you think this or Rabid Bite's better? The green common.
The green common, one green.
I think I'd take
deal
Rabid Bite.
damage.
Yeah.
I would probably take Rabid. I mean, I guess it depends. Like,
I mean, would I take 2 Rabid? Like, I have a Rabid Bite already.
if I have a Rabid Bite already, I'm
You
taking
take
the
them-
gorilla.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
I don't have either, I guess it also just depends on what's in my deck at that point. But I'm probably choosing Rabid Bite.
Pack
'cause
one, pick
it's-
one.
Pack one, pick one. If
Take a Rabid
everything
Bite.
else is garbage,
I hope I don't have to take either of these pack one, pick one.
I agree. I probably take Rabid Bite.
With the rare lands, it's not unlikely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Battalion Foot Soldier is the
Squad Hawk.
the squadron dude.
This kind of card is always good.
Yeah.
And we always underestimate it.
My opponent last night in Sealed had 5.
Oof.
Yeah.
I've come up against 4, and I lost that game because it turns out when you play a 2/2 and draw 3 more 2/2s, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a feeling. There's a feeling with these like squad guys where that it's like, I was in this draft. I could have stopped this.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
there's a
how did
lot
they
of-
get 5 of these? That shouldn't have happened.
There's a lot of stuff like that recently, like, you know what I mean? Like draft multiples of this, like Fairy Miscreants or anything like that's in this set. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny how that is the way that they are designing draft sets. That seems to be like their thing lately.
I love this card. Winged Words.
Yeah, I'd slam this.
So 2 and a blue, draw 2 cards. So it's at worst it's divination.
Yeah.
But it costs 1 less if you control a creature with flying.
Which is very easy if you're playing blue.
So 2
Yeah.
mana, draw 2 cards. That's very strong.
That's very
Yep.
good. Yeah.
Unholy Indenture is
I've been got. with
Well,
this
it,
card.
Really?
it should be noted that this is a sorcery, though, so it's not.
Oh, what, Winged Words?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unholy Indenture is 2 and a black for a creature enchantment. When the enchanted creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control with a +1/+1 counter on it.
I didn't think this card would be as annoying as it has been.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it cast.
I had it cast
It's
on,
frustrating.
what's that 4/5 blue flyer? The Sphinx or whatever.
Tempsis?
Yeah, so my opponent cast that on my Attempsis and then killed my Attempsis. And then they got it.
You can get
You
their
get it.
creatures.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's better
Now,
than it looks.
I
I don't think it's
haven't-
like gangbusters.
I haven't
but-
seen anybody do that, but even just like, that's like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Or that's best case scenario for your opponent casting this spell. Worst case scenario, they cast it on their Sedge Scorpion, and I'm still annoyed because they just have 2 Sedge Scorpions now. And it's just like, God, come
I don't know
on.
if it's worth a card in the deck, but
Probably not. Not in a world where Unsummon exists. You know, if there's any justice in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
But
there's.
I mean, it does it has corner case uses where it's like very good.
Yeah. I still think, I mean, for now, just because of the way that I've seen it played against me, I probably play it. But whether that holds up in the long run and whether that holds up in draft, because obviously we've only been playing sealed so far, which is significantly
Well, there's
different.
like there's like no like really good sack outlet too, right? In the set, there's no.
Yeah, not really. There are a couple things, but they're not, like you say, they're not,
There's
they're
the
not good.
What is the one that the 6 mana altar?
Yeah.
And there's
Played against that last night.
Was it good?
I think it might have been. I had the answers. I don't know. It's tough to say. It cost them a lot.
It makes
did it
flyers,
cost you?
doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, it makes 5/5s.
5/5 flyers.
Yeah. But at
Man,
the,
with Sanitarium Skeleton.
it's sorcery speed. Even if you have like Sanitarium Skeleton or you sack like one of their creatures because you steal it or something,
Yeah.
it still costs you 2 life and a card.
Yeah.
'Cause it's 2 life, discard a card, sack a creature.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge cost.
Yeah. It's powerful though.
And then I cast Unsummon.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's gross. Yeah.
And then they made another one next turn.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
just
yeah.
every time I look at cards like this and that unholy, whatever, what's it called? Unholy.
Indenture.
Unholy indenture. It's like this is a world where unsummon exists. It's like
Yeah. Griffin Sentinel is next in our pack. It's 2 and a white for a 1/3 flying vigilance. It's totally fine.
Yep.
I play them often. Meteor Golem.
Yeah, I love this homie.
Yeah. this
7
guy's
mana,
great.
3/3. ETB. Destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls.
Yep.
Yeah, this card's sweet.
It's often a creature. I have freed my own creature from someone's
Like
sleep
passive.
paralysis.
Okay.
I've cast this with the Sultai guy on the board.
Yo, Yarok.
Yeah.
So you get two
Yarok
triggers.
is unreasonable.
And then they killed. So then I I blocked with my meteor golem or attacked, and they killed it. And then I cast Gravedigger.
Nice.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, the value. Speaking of value, I got a story to tell you later about Scholar of the Ages.
Yeah.
5 blue, 3/3 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, return up to 2 target instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah.
7 mana.
Yeah.
Worth it.
It's worth it.
Worth it.
It's a very good
this
card.
again. I'll talk to you about it later. This was
Before
this
we
was my
see the
deck
rare.
last night. Yeah.
I guess you could show.
Okay. Yeah. Before we see the rare, the last uncommon is Scampering Scorcher.
Yeah.
Which is a 1/1 elemental for 3 and a red. A 1/1 for 4. But when it enters the battlefield, you also get 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens, and as part of that ability, elementals you control gain haste until end of turn.
Yeah.
In the
been
elemental
good for
deck, it seems like it would be sweet.
Yeah, I had an opponent.
Standalone, it seems kind of not. I mean, it's okay, I guess.
I had an opponent go ham with the uncommon Chandra.
Yep.
Like plus, and just hit with a bunch of 3/1s.
That's
that
the
was pretty good.
+2/+0 elementals on the turn.
Yeah.
That Chandra has been very good.
Yeah.
Every time I've played her.
Yeah.
I'm like, this card is just good. Because an uncommon planeswalker that can shock something, but can also uptick is absurd.
Yeah.
This is like better than the rare Chandra, right?
In limited,
I think so, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
In limited. I'm just talking about limited.
Yeah, I don't know what this.
We also have a foil of Eternal Isolation. So,
Oh,
which is 1 and a white sorcery. Put target creature with power 4 or greater on the bottom of its owner's library. So, before we see the rare,
Yeah.
did you want to make a pick from?
I mean, smart picks Meteor Golem. Move on with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I would probably slam the elemental and just try to go in.
what, Scampering Scorcher?
Yeah.
I tell you what. After last night, I'm very tempted by the Scholar of the Ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
7-drop.
But I agree.
I mean, we're taking Meteor Golem.
So is Meteor Golem.
Yeah,
right?
but
But Meteor Golem does something
no,
when
I
you
agree.
cast-
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's Meteor Golem.
And our rare is probably not going to change any of that. Actually, our rare is Bishop of Wings.
No.
White for a 1/4 human cleric. Whenever an angel enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life. Whenever an angel you control dies, create a 1/1 spirit.
No,
No.
No. And then
Nope.
we got a zombie token.
this card that's not very good.
Nope. But yeah, Meteor Golem probably. But I mean, elementals. Every time I play elementals, and if I get it, if the deck's like got any kind of synergy, which isn't really hard to put together, because all you need is like, that Lavakin Brawler.
Oh, yeah.
that card's a house, dude.
I had a sealed deck that was red, blue.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that heavy elementals. That's the thing. Like, it was red, blue, and there were a bunch of elementals, right? But there were a bunch of creatures that weren't. And I was splashing green for Risen Reef
The beef.
and
Yeah.
Omnath.
Yep. Okay.
So Omnath is ridiculous because it just kills something. It's just like a Flame Tongue Kavu.
Yep.
Generally, I had like 2 other elementals out, so it was dealing 3 damage to something. Omnath is 1 and the full teamer, so it's 4 mana for a 3/3 elemental, and when it enters the battlefield, you get to deal damage to a creature equal to the number of elementals you control, which includes Omnath.
Yep.
And then there's like a landfall trigger that you get to put a +1/+1 counter on an elemental you control, which is
And if
Fine.
you control 8 lands,
and then
you draw a card.
when you activate
It's
that ability.
absurd.
When you trigger that ability, if you control 8 lands, you draw a card.
Damn,
It's absurd.
that card's ridiculous.
Yeah, Risen Reef it's the 1/1 for 1 blue-green. When it or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, it just goes into play tapped. If it's not a land, you draw it.
That's wild.
Well, you put it in your hand. It's not technically drawing a card. I had a loop going at one point where my opponent managed to kill a bunch of my stuff. Basically, the board was empty. And then I played, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the 1/2 elemental with haste for 2 mana.
Oh, Thunder something something.
Yeah.
Thunder something. Thunder
And
Kin. Thunder. Yeah.
Thunderkin Awakener.
Yeah.
So whenever it attacks, you choose an elemental card in your graveyard with toughness less than its toughness and return it to the battlefield tapped and attacking and sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Sacrifice, not exile it at the beginning of the next end step.
Gross.
Literally 4 turns running, I attacked with Thunderkin Awakener and got back, like, reanimated Risen Reef, got the ETB trigger off of it. So just like ramped and drew cards
Wow.
off this Risen Reef value. It was abysmal.
I
So
definitely. I
that
had
was
an
nice.
opponent who had Risen Reef in play, and then turn 4 slam the make 3/1/1 elementals.
Bleh. So I got to do that 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I lost that game.
Yeah, I bet. It's crushed under the weight of the value.
Yeah.
So before we continue talking about cool things that we've done or how we're thinking about the format, we should talk about the mastery system.
Yep.
So they have updated the recent update to Arena, added the mastery system. Now previously they had this thing, the mastery tree.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like the sphere grid from Final Fantasy. Anyway, we only ever interacted with it when we were doing those like streamer events because
They're geared towards new players.
they're geared towards new players, and we've been playing for so long that we were past all of those things, so we
Yeah.
never actually saw it. But basically, it's you when you get experience, and then you get these orbs, and then you can plug these orbs into wherever you want on this like matrix, and then you get rewards depending on which orbs you pick.
Yeah.
So now what they've done is that they've sort of more greatly codified that and changed how they do the rewards. So previously, you had the daily quests, which give you 500 or 750 gold. That's the same. You have rewards for daily wins, which is like 250 gold, 100 gold, 100 gold, and then it drops off to a mix of either cards or 50 gold.
Yeah.
It sort of bounces back and forth. That's the same.
Yeah.
And then before, you had at 5, 10, and 15 wins during a week, you would get a pack. So you get three packs if you get 15 wins over the course of a week. And so now what they've done is that now those packs are part of this mastery system. So you gain levels in the system for 1,000 experience.
Mastery system being very similar to battle passes in many other games.
Well, I'm not even talking about the mastery pass. I'm just talking about the basic mastery system.
Even because that's how battle passes work.
Right.
Is like the way that Wizards is doing this is the way that almost every other battle pass or whatever you want to call it I've seen has had, which has the 2 rails, right?
Yeah.
You have the free and you have the paid.
Yeah.
So right now the free, which is what you're talking about, still pays out. That's where you go to get those 3 packs a week.
Yeah. So it's there every
3 levels? 3 or 4?
no, because you can still get. They must be every other level because you can still get 3 packs a week.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where those 3 packs a week are. So, but rather than just getting 15 wins in a dead shot, you have to gain however many levels in a week. So like 6 or 7 levels.
Yeah.
There's no daily experience cap of how much experience you can earn in a day, but there are limits to how much experience is on offer, and this has
Is
been
available,
This has been a big messaging problem for Wizards that I think they've grossly mishandled, and a lot of people got upset about it, rightly so. Because I was going on the subreddit and looking on Twitter, and just the notion that there's a daily XP cap is just accepted, and there isn't. And Wizards is like, there isn't a daily XP cap, and there is not. You can still do the thing where you let your 3 daily quests stack up, and that's where the bulk of your experience comes from, because each of those daily quests, the 500 or 750 gold, those each give you 800 experience.
Yeah.
And you can still just fire off all 3 of those in a day. The problem is that the only other way to get experience at the moment is the daily wins.
Yeah.
So they're still 250 gold, 100 gold, as I said, and then they drop off. But those first 3 daily wins now give you 100, 50, and 50 experience. So there is a total of 1,000 available experience per day, averages out. You can let the quests build up like you used to do with the quests that give you gold. They still give you gold, but now they also give you experience. But if you only go in every 3 days, then you're missing out on 400 experience from your 3 daily wins.
Right.
And so that's the problem, because people are concerned that, obviously, yes, it's designed to encourage you to come in every day.
Yeah.
Right? And the concern is that if you don't come in every day, then you won't get the same rewards you could before. Whereas before you could just sit, at the end of the week, you could just sit down with whatever deck you wanted, jam out your wins, and get your 3 packs.
Yes.
And so now you can't. You do have to log in at least every couple days. And the most efficient way to do it is to log in every day and get 3 wins a day. And so that's what's bothering people. And then the next point of that, I'm just explaining how all of this works first, just so that we're all on the same page. Then there's the Mastery Pass. So that is the second track that James was talking about. So everyone gets that first track. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You earn your experience. Every other level you get a pack. That's where you get your 3 weekly packs from. But for 3,400 gems, or $17 if you are using... when I refer to how much things cost in gems, I'm going to be assuming that the best monetary deal, which is if you buy the 20,000 gems for $100. And I know that not everyone does that. Some people only earn their gems. Some people buy lower amounts. That's the best value. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm going from when I say this. When I say that 3,400 gems is $17. So $17, you buy the Mastery Pass, and then you get this secondary track where every single level gets you something. And it's either 500 gold, so even more gold. This is in addition to your daily quest gold. Packs, cosmetics, more mastery orbs to get more cosmetics, and
there are gems.
And gems.
Yeah.
So if you get up to level 100, which, and again, every level it doesn't increase. Every level is 1,000 experience. If you get to level 100, you will get 20 additional boosters. So that's 20 boosters in addition to the other boosters.
Yeah.
2,000 gems. So that's $10 worth of gems.
So that already has theoretically offset the cost
Theoretically,
quite a bit.
5,000 gold, and you get the cat. There's a pet in the game now.
We're not talking about the pet.
Sits on the board. You can click on it.
What?
You haven't seen the pet?
No, Jane. Why are you so upset about the pet?
Because it's dumb.
Wow,
it
okay.
is
Coming from the person who
horrifically
champions
stupid.
crab.
Yeah, crab is like a little background thing. This took time and energy.
20 different card styles, like the full art style thing.
Yep.
And and sleeves.
Yeah.
So if cosmetics are meaningless to you, if you do not care about cosmetics at all, it's probably not worth you getting the Mastery Pass.
Yeah.
Because if you don't hit level 100, it's I don't know exactly the level. I haven't run the numbers to that degree. It's probably not your value necessarily.
I mean, generally speaking, with these kind of passes, if you're not going to put in the time to work them all the way through,
Yeah.
they're not made for that kind of player.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
If you're the kind of person who jumps on the Magic once or twice a week and does a draft and is satisfied with that amount of Magic in your life, which is fine, don't spend 3,400, or there's an option to spend like 2,000 more gems, and you can do the Mastery Pass. Plus, it gives you 10 bonus levels at the start. Those are almost always a bad idea. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
So I will say that something you can do is you can buy the Mastery Pass at any time, because you still gain these levels.
Yeah.
So if you're going through this whole season, the whole core set season, because this pass continues until the next set comes out.
Yeah.
Right? So you can go through this and then at any point be like, oh, I'm level 73. So if I pay the 3,400 gems now,
You get
then I
everything
get
that you've done.
all 73 levels of the mastery
Track.
level track. And so then you can look and go, well, I've happened to earn this much, so if I pay the 3,400 gems, then I will get, and you can go and see exactly what you're going to get, and then maybe at that point it's worth it to you. You don't have to do it at the beginning. So,
Unpopular opinion.
yeah,
I think mastery, things like this are great for games.
really?
Yep. It incentivizes people to play your game. Keeps the community going. You know what I mean? Like, the more people playing, the better it is for any game.
I mean
And-
I mean that's the entire point
Yeah,
of
that is true.
of these systems is it's not trying to hide the fact that it's trying to make you play every single day. It also allows them, in 2 months when nobody's playing core set anymore because they're kind of burnt out on it, to say, hey, by the way, this weekend, double XP or
Right.
or some sort of bonus XP thing,
That's the other thing.
because
There will also be experience from events.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. That's the big thing that is a big question mark for people right now.
'Cause I think-
they said that there will also be experience, because right now we've described every way that there is to get experience.
Yeah.
But there
is
will
2 ways.
also be there will also be experience from special events, but they haven't said how much or when or what that means.
Yeah, because I think right now a big sort of pushback was there's actually no way to get to level 100 right now
In the time allotted.
in the time allotted with the experience that we have access to.
Yeah.
I think some people were running the math, and I have zero idea if this is right, but I remember hearing something like you can get to like 80, 85. So you're gonna fall short.
Yeah.
Now you can buy any level you want
For more gems.
for more gems. I'm sure there's got to be people out there who just were like, buy 100 levels. Mm-hmm. It probably cost them a couple $100, but they've done it. I guarantee you they've done it. But yeah, it lets them set up some things down the road where, again,
It's $1.25.
it's $1.25 a level.
Yeah.
So
Again, if you bought your gems at the best value.
at the best value.
Yeah.
So it would have cost you about $120 for the whole thing.
Yikes. Yeah.
I mean, don't
that's
do
a
that.
lot. No,
Don't do that.
Don't do
I
that.
mean, unless you are very rich and don't give a shit.
By the way, there is. So before I talk about it, there is also, because I don't want to forget this. There is one other way so far that they have to get experience, which is codes. They've released 2 so far.
Ooh, there's 2.
Yeah, there's a code Level Up.
I knew that one. That gives
Which
you 3 levels.
Just gives you. Is it 3? I thought it was 2.
Maybe it's 2.
I think it's just 2 levels.
Okay.
And then because they had a downtime, they were like, "Thanks for sticking with us while we brought back Magic Arena or whatever." So the code is brought back, BROUGHTBACK. That gives you 2,000 experience, which is also 2 levels.
Huh.
So everyone listening, use those.
Yep.
It's just for free levels, whether you're on the mastery track or not. Just there you go. There's some free levels.
There's got to be. There's got to be a resource somewhere that somebody's put together a list of all the codes that have been
So far, I've just
released.
seen people tweeting them.
Yeah. But like, because there's
yeah.
there's been codes for like card backs and free packs. I'm gonna take a look over the next couple of days and see if I can find that.
Yeah.
And if I do, I will pass that link along to Heather and get her to put it in the description, because there are a lot of codes floating around out there for Arena, and you should be taking advantage of them because it's free stuff. So
Yep.
So I don't personally have a problem with the pass system because it works for me. Right? Like I'm in a position where I'm like, yeah, all right, I was going to be playing anyway, so this just gets me extra stuff. That's cool. I don't like this implementation in any game. This is not a Magic thing. This is one of those things where it's like, I think that this sort of battle pass system is in real danger of being predatory, and particularly the way that it shows the 2 tracks all the time, where it's like, but look at what you could get, right? Like the normal track is like, the pack every 2 and that's it, and it looks bland as hell, and the mastery track is like gold and shiny and look at all this cool stuff, which is to get you to buy it, obviously. And so this is the problem, is it's like company exists to make money, obviously. We know that. We've been through this with Wizards for years, right? Like every single decision that Wizards makes that people don't like, someone else responds with, well, they're a company, they exist to make money. And it's like, well, yes, they do. And this is a modern game, and they're using modern gaming tactics. This is what AAA companies are doing now. This is how monetization works these days. And it's like, yeah, everyone's doing it. So respecting that everyone does this, and that Wizards is a company that exists to make money, and so they need to be making money in the most efficient way possible, you can still have a problem with it. And it feels skeevy to me. Yeah. I think it is, it comes across as more predatory than I think Wizards needs to be. And I mean, when Arena came out and people just looked at the gem thing and it looked like a mobile game, right?
Yeah.
Like buy these gems for this much and these gems for this much. That already made people go like, ugh, in my Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's just like any other modern game. Whatever. I was like, I get it. I've seen this in games. It's fine. And the thing is, I still think Arena is great. This is the thing. Like the app and the gameplay and everything is awesome because it's Magic the Gathering and it finally looks like a modern product. But I don't know.
The
mastery thing makes me uncomfortable.
These kind of systems prey on the vulnerable and the young, and it's very easy for 35-year-old dudes to be like, it's fine, whatever, it works for me.
Yeah,
but I have disposable income and free will, and
yeah, that's the thing. It's great for me.
I can look at it and be like, I can make that decision on my own. And so
whenever I say something that's not like a harsh, like when I'm like not like I've never done this, but whenever I'm on this show and I'm being critical of something that Wizards says, but I'm not like just like rabidly firing spittle across the table, people say that I'm a shill. Right? Like because we work with Wizards of the Coast. We have a great relationship with Wizards of the Coast. They don't dictate the content of this show. So just to be clear, but this is a personal thing. I have no interest in rage views, right? So like I'm not out here being like, Wizard's most evil thing, here's everything wrong with the mastery system. But I don't like it. And I'm just taking a nuanced approach because I don't have time to get mad.
Yeah.
I don't have any interest in that, but
I mean, like you nailed it saying that we're 35-year-old men who just have the ability to like ignore it or whatever, or we have the
and I'm on there playing every day or every other day anyway, so it's like I'm like, great, sign me up.
I really like mastery systems for games that I play a lot.
But if it's a game you play a lot, it's great.
And you're right, like you said it earlier, like the mastery systems, these kind of
they're going to keep people playing.
Keep people playing the game and keep people interested in playing the game and keep communities alive and healthy, and that's good.
I'll say this, a great change that they made in this update, they talked about going forward, is once Core Set 2020 appears as a ranked draft, it's going to be available as ranked draft the whole time.
Ooh.
Like all through
the whole
the life cycle of Core Set.
Exactly what I wanted.
There will be another rotating draft. So you can still be like, I'm going to play Guilds of Ravnica this week because Guilds of Ravnica is back. But you don't have to. You're not like Rivals of Ixalan. You can play.
Yeah, I liked Rivals.
I liked Rivals of Ixalan too. Don't at me. But you can play. The core set will be there the whole time. So that's great. And that actually, I think, is really important that more so than any other time, the Arena team at Wizards is nimble and responsive.
Yep. You have to be.
Traditionally, Wizards has not been good at this.
Yeah.
Particularly for their digital products, right? I'm personally friends with people who used to work on Magic Online and now work on the on the arena team, right? And Magic Online was never this responsive, right? Like, people have caused stinks and been like, this is crap and we don't like it, and they've made changes.
Yeah.
You know, and like, this is one of them. The fact that you were in a situation where the current format was not the ranked draft. People were like, this sucks. I want to play the new thing, but I also want it to count for my rank. This is stupid. And they changed that. And there are other examples that they have done. And so maybe they will make changes to the mastery system. The consensus that I've seen is that, like, this is not, the mastery system is not really a thing that is going to be able to be tweaked. Like, I don't think they can just...
They won't tweak it on the fly.
Well, no, but I don't think that they can adjust some knobs and be like, there, like, it's...
No, it's a fundamental...
Yeah, I think to alleviate the concerns that people have, it's going to be a rip it up and start again thing, which I don't think they're going to do. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been enjoying getting lots of extra gold and fancy cards.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, all right, I'll try it and see how this goes. I think I actually think I'm going to hide the pet. I honestly find it distracting.
It's... Yeah. The fact that it's the only pet... It's like everybody has the same pet.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's
it's a
going to
cat.
change.
It's an elemental cat.
Yeah.
Genres. You can click on it and change the color.
Yeah, and you can
the
hover
5
over
colors.
it to make it throw off hearts.
Yeah, if you hover over yours, it purrs and acts like you're giving it
Love.
scratches. And if you click on if your opponent has one and you click on it, because your opponent's one sits there looking at your opponent, and if you click on your opponent's, it turns around and looks at you and goes,
Yeah.
which is cute. But at the same time, I'm like,
This did not need to...
I don't need it.
This is the kind of feature that does not need to exist in the beta version of this game.
There-
This is a feature that I would have been like, neat, 6 months after release.
but by the way, I also love the developer updates. I appreciate that we're getting that kind of candor from the people that work on it. But the dev update for this update that was like, and yes, we're finally doing it. Pets.
Yeah,
And
it's
people
like-
are like, nobody asked for this.
There's one person in the back.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee
Nobody
you.
asked for this.
Just quickly,
Yeah.
I was just looking. You see the article on July 2nd that had a couple of things, especially about the reaching level 100 stuff. From the, it's called Mastery System Check-in.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, just they're most importantly, I just wanted to read the last thing about here. It's saying we intended the Mastery Pass to provide a scaling reward based on the amount of play. The current track rewards are designed mainly to peak at level 80. We don't actually want most players to buy levels, so we're going to pull the purchasing of levels with our release at the end of the month. We want players to have the option to get our best deal by spreading it over time. We put the level purchases to give players the option of those last few levels, but that clearly made things worse.
But that clearly made things feel worse.
Yes.
Which is true. It did.
So we're going to be removing that option, but since our goal is to provide a great deal of play, we're going to give more ways to get XP than we originally planned. This will likely start with more events that provide XP, and we'll be expanding to other options. So, the not being able to reach level 100 thing is obviously something that they sort of knew about, but didn't realize how much of a bad feels that would be.
Yeah.
And so they're apparently going to be changing some stuff with that.
Cool. Okay. So
This is just a couple days ago this came out. So
Yeah.
like you said, they are listening and sort of moving pivoting around and trying to balance this stuff.
Yeah. And if you talk your hard numbers here, if you still log in every, say, 3 days, you'll still get like five levels. That's still 52. If you log in every 3 days and you do your 3 dailies that have backed up,
Yeah.
because it'll only store 3,
Yeah.
and your daily wins for that day, and you do that twice in a week, that's 5,200 experience, which is over 5 levels.
Right.
So, which is the same as before when you would, like, I don't know. I think I've made it clear that I don't necessarily like the mastery system, but also the Magic community tends to catastrophize things, and it's the notion that there is a daily cap on XP again is not true. You don't have to log in every day any more than you did when you were just trying to grind for gold. But it's designed in such a way that it's definitely to your benefit to do that, and that's why they did it, and that's why people don't like it. So,
Yeah.
let's talk about actually playing core set, because that's way more fun, and I wanted to end on a high note.
Hell yeah.
I've played Corset.
Yeah?
I demoralized my opponent last night.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I had...
Ending on a high note.
Yeah. No, it was great. I finally drafted blue-black, which I hadn't drafted before. Scholar of the Ages. So I said I would talk about this. Boy, oh boy, that card is powerful. I was in this blue-black deck that... basically, here's the loop. It's Scholar of Ages and Soul Salvage.
Yep.
And you can cast either one first, but then you have to make sure that you do it in the right order, where Soul Salvage is in your graveyard while Scholar's in your hand, and then you place or you Soul Salvage back the Scholar.
Yeah.
So Soul Salvage returns Scholar and another creature, and Scholar returns Soul Salvage and another spell. And then you just so like the early turns I just spent like aggressively using removal spells and trading off my creatures, and then later in the game it was just like, I have demonstrated a loop.
Yeah.
Like it was unreasonable, right? I had 2 Bone Splinters, which is great to like sack Scholar of Ages, destroy one of their creatures, Soul Salvage back the Scholar of Ages and something else, cast Scholar of Ages, get back Bone Splinters and Soul Salvage. The value proposition was unreal.
Yeah.
You can also use Unsummon. I had an Unsummon as well, which was good against the Blood-Soaked Altar, because my opponent did that, and I unsummoned, and then I played Scholar and got back Unsummon, and it was really, really silly. So yeah, that deck, it can be real. I got lucky on that. A couple of my opponents that did have more aggressive decks had slower starts than maybe they could have.
Yeah.
But I had a couple of decks that, I was down at like 11 against a pretty aggressive deck, and then I was like, cool, Moat Piranha, it's just a 3/3 defender for 2.
Yeah.
Like Moat Piranha out there, get like a 1/3 out there, some creatures I don't mind chumping with. Blade Brand is great for trading up.
Yep.
And then it's just like, yep, here's my wall of value.
Gross.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. How's it been going for you?
Just mostly done sealed. I did a couple drafts at the streamer event thing, and I ended up blue-white skies like every time.
I haven't drafted that one yet.
I had 5 Fairy Miscreants. Deck wasn't good. Still wasn't good.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Even with 5?
Yeah.
I think that's too many.
I think that's
enough. That's the minimum number I would want to play. If I was playing Fairy Miscreant, like 5 is the minimum, right?
I've played
'Cause
Fairy.
it's still a 1/1 flyer. Like it's still good. There's a 1/3 vigilance in the set that just blanks it. And,
I had blue-black flyer. I played a Fairy Miscreant as a flying man, and I wasn't happy about it. But,
Yeah.
No.
but it got there.
yeah, and then ended up in blue-red elementals a couple times, and it feels like that's what I gravitate towards a lot of the times in this set, just because blue is very powerful. I'm still undecided if blue is the best color, but I feel like it is.
Yeah, so I would say observations that I've had so far, I definitely, at least in sealed, and that's all I've played, have been gravitating towards green, black, and blue.
Yeah.
As my 3 colors. I really enjoy green, black, and green, blue. I feel like blue might be the second best color. I think green might be the second best color.
Yeah.
Part of me even thinks, just from my experience, green might be the best color, but that's just based off of the 5 or so seals that I've done in the last couple days. I have when I'm playing green or what else has disenchants, I'm going to play those now because I feel like I run into more pacifisms, more
I never opened pacifism.
blue. What's the blue one?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. I feel like I run into more of those in this format than I have ever before.
Yeah.
Again, sealed, so that might change with draft. But those cards just completely have completely goozled me a few times. Like opponents having like multiples of each. It's absurd. So that's been really good. My favorite deck I've built so far has been a pretty fun green-black deck. All-Star card. It wasn't a surprise this card was going to be good, but it's honestly one of my favorite cards I've played with in recent memory is Dread Presence.
Oh,
that
God.
card is completely absurd.
I lost a game by not killing, not by thinking I could wait a turn.
Nope.
to kill Dread Presence.
That
You
happened to
cannot.
me too.
Yeah.
That happened to me when I was streaming.
Oh,
Dread
I let
Presence.
it live.
Dread
No.
Presence is a nightmare for 3 and a black. It's a 3/3, and it says whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, you can choose one, either draw a card and lose a life, or it deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. This card is absurd.
Why is it any target?
You know how many creatures that kills?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
You know what card I am absolutely loving lately is what's the red sweeper? The 2 damage
Oh, to everything.
Yeah, what is that one?
something breath. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
2 in a red. It
does-
deals 2 damage to each creature except for creatures that you control with flying.
Yeah, except
Flame
it's
Sweep.
Awesome. Flame sweep.
Except for your
Flame
flyers.
sweep has been awesome.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Doesn't kill this.
Good. Yeah.
Well,
you're right. You're right, James.
me,
It's
James.
crap.
I got you. I'm going to win that game.
it doesn't kill a rare.
But yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah,
just
Flame Sweep seems really good.
Yeah.
like things in
It's
green.
instant.
Oh yeah, right.
It's instant.
oh no.
So things in green that like the Ferocious Pup has been great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had a great game where, and I tweeted this, where I got to equip the hammer to the pup.
Oh my god.
Not for any other reason than to get that screenshot.
The hammer.
I had the game. The game was over. And I really hoped that my opponent just was letting me do it because I had 6 power in the air. They were tapped out. No flyers. They were at 5. They were dead. I didn't need to equip the hammer to the pup.
Yeah.
But they let me do it. And they let me go long enough to grab the screen grab of my 10-11 pupper because it was awesome.
That's so funny.
The hammer I did get goozled by the hammer once.
Yeah.
And why did I get goozled by it?
Unsummon, baby.
No.
No?
Because I didn't read the card.
Oh, it takes
Equip
away
creature.
flying.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh no.
Forgot about that. The first time I equipped it, I got up. I was like, sick. I'm going to equip this to my fly. Wait, why did it just drop to the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because it's a giant hammer.
Have you
That
seen
makes-
how big the hammer is?
Yeah, I get it. I love it. The flavor there is beautiful. I just completely forgot, and I just completely screwed myself.
You know what this card is awesome on for as awesome as an 8 cost or 8 equip cost weapon can be? Blood Burglar.
Oh.
Which one's that again?
That's the 2/2 that gains lifelink when it's your turn.
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely stolen games with that. Wow. You just attack him with a 12/12 lifelink.
That's
like,
really
race.
good.
I don't know. Race this, I guess. Like, good luck.
I'm just imagining like one of the little 1/1 fairies, like just grabbing like the very bottom of the
Yeah.
hammer.
I mean, the hammer seemed like it's expensive.
It's
and
too-
it's kind of
it's not
silly.
great, but
it's
it's-
not great, but
it's funny.
It's funny, and it worked. I mean, in that green deck, there are a lot of creatures with trample.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun when you can manage
But
to pull that off.
8 equip cost is.
It's a lot.
And when I go equip hammer, unsummon, you're just like,
I actually tweeted a recording of this because I'd scrambled to get my like Windows game recorder or whatever to be like record the last minute. That I had a sealed deck with it was black white and I had both of the like legendary flyers. The white one wasn't in play for this, so I had what's his name, like Villas in play. It's
Yeah.
like it's a big demon. So
oh, yeah.
Villas, Broker of Blood. So 5
card's
black,
absurd.
black, 8/8 flying. For 1 black and pay 2 life Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. So the board state was absolutely ludicrous, and we had almost no cards in our respective libraries, and I was going to mill out, or they were going to kill me or something. Anyway, so I was lucky enough to top deck Inspiring Captain, played that, attacked with everybody. The trick is they had Moldervine Reclamation, which is whenever a creature of theirs dies, they draw a card and gain 1 life. That's not a May.
Yeah.
So I had 2 cards left in my deck. They had 2 cards left in their deck. So I play the Inspiring Captain and I attack with everyone, and they are able to block in just a way. They're able to block in a way that only one of their creatures actually dies.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not enough damage to kill them. So I activate Villas, pay 2 life, draw 2 cards, they have an 8/7 to give -1/-1 to their 8/7. So now it's a 7/6. Because I lose life, the creature that 7/6 is blocking, which is currently a 5/5, is the creature that whenever I lose life, it gets a +1/+1 counter for the first time in every turn.
Yeah.
So I lose life, it then becomes a 6/6, forcing that trade.
And then they have
So
to draw.
then enough of their creatures die that they draw their deck.
Nice.
So neither of us have a library, and I pass the turn.
Nice.
And they lose. This is a core set.
Yeah.
I didn't have a board state where both players didn't have a library in War of the Spark.
I did.
I believe it. But I mean, I just mean like this is one of the most interesting core sets I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, everyone
There's
seems
some
to be pretty
powerful
stoked on
stuff
it.
going
Yeah.
on in here.
I do like that it's corset at its core. It still feels pretty corset-y, which is nice. I am a big fan that they brought the corset back. I think that was the 100% right call. Magic needs to have this set exist.
Yeah.
For 1,000 different reasons. And the one that I very much enjoy is the fact that every summer we can sort of take a trip back to generally fairly basic Magic. Nothing completely absurd. There's no ridiculous mechanics.
Well, nothing absurd.
But like very
It's all interactions with cards.
Yeah.
The only like mechanic in the set is protection.
Yeah.
And it's only on 5 cards.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
not much.
Yeah.
And just being able to play with your creatures and attack and cast your combat tricks or removal spells, and it's like that's like, it's nice that I get to do. I don't want to do that all the time. I don't want Magic to be like that 365 days a year, but during the summer months when I play less Magic than normal, I'm down that this is available to us.
I mean, I'm not looking for it. We'll see how it feels like as the format progresses from a limited standpoint, but some of the protection creatures are, I don't want to say egregious, but
I don't like it.
yeah,
I
like
don't-
the 2/1 white creature that has pro black.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You just can't kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. I
don't like the idea that
I'm pretty medium on the return
An
of protection.
uncommon can shut down half of someone's deck or more than half.
Yeah, I agree.
Uncommon.
Yeah. I also don't like the color hate cards, but that's just because they're narrow.
I don't hate those because it rewards good drafting, or sometimes just.
There's no sideboarding in Sealed, which is all I've played on
Okay.
Arena, so it's like.
I mean, it won't matter in best of one either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I
Unless you get Scuttlemutt.
yeah,
Don't forget, Scuttlemutt has a second ability.
Yes.
It can change the color of a creature.
yeah,
So you can say that creature is white now and then fry it.
yeah.
Nice.
I don't particular. I guess this is like the coldest take, right? Like protection from things is just
Icy
it's a real feel bad moment.
Adam Savannah with that Night King take.
Yeah.
Well, they're back, so get used to it.
Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's weird that it's in a core set which is generally geared toward new players, and then there's this like weird protection
Well,
thing.
I
where
mean,
it's
I think
like-
it's in the core set because they're looking to bring this back. Like it's not just back for this.
yeah,
They've said
It's
this is-
it's provisional though, right? Like it's back. They're bringing protection back a little bit just to see how it feels.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll take it back away again.
Yeah. But the reason I feel like it's in the core set is to reintroduce new players to it.
Yeah.
So that when they do see it in the fall or next year, they're not going to be
it
like,
still
wait, what's
feels
this?
bad.
So, anyways.
Mainly the white one, and I think the other ones aren't like too bad. It's just the fact that the white one's a 2/1.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much more powerful than everything else. It's like, I don't know, because like the black one is terrible. The pro green one, it's the beetle.
The beetle. The
Oh,
one
yeah,
is
the
the one
beetle's
beetle for
terrible.
one.
The flyer's pretty good. The blue
cerulean
flyer,
drake?
yeah, that one's pretty good. The red one's fine. It's like pro white, right? Gets +2/+0 when it attacks. It's like a 1/1.
I
You
honestly
haven't seen
don't
it?
know.
It's like something. It's something berserker or something like that.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon. They'll be back.
Circle of protection.
Bring back cops.
But yeah,
All right. Last thought.
you have to tell me if you're a cop.
Last thought, real quick. London Mulligan. Good.
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, I'm fine. I'm
Yeah?
fine with it. Yep.
Yeah.
You been enjoying it? Yeah, I've been enjoying it too.
I still don't mulligan.
Actually,
much.
I
mulligan still the same, which is
I-
pretty much never.
now that I think about it, I haven't actually. I think I've mulliganed once this week.
Yeah, it hasn't been making me want to mulligan anymore, but when I
No.
do mulligan, it doesn't feel as crappy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
It was actually interesting. We did the Canadian Highlander Championship yesterday.
yeah.
And in which we did the London Mulligan, even though technically,
Technically, Highlander hasn't decided to adopt it officially.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just because they haven't had their meeting yet. But and that was interesting because, of course, the Highlander Mulligans have traditionally been even sort of more relaxed because
Yeah.
you get the 2 6s.
the
7,
second
6, 6,
six,
5,
yeah.
5, 4, 4. Yeah.
And even in comparison to that, the players were pretty happy with the London Mulligan in the sense of actually sort of being able to be like, oh yeah, I think I can actually like work with this hand. I didn't totally screw myself by dropping down to 5 cards or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Tap Tap Concede. Keep it cool in the comments. This show is, as always, brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR. They're great. And everything that we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I've been Grin. That's been James. That's been Adam. And we'll talk to you next time.